As there was a legend, the legend of the Rake, something that drags you away from your home, that drags you out at night, that waits till you sleep, but in actuality it drags you into hell to feed. The Rake was a being made from human and demonic energy, a freak of nature, a mutant that needed humans to feed to keep its demonic self alive. The Rake fed, dragging more and more people out. One night, though, as the Rake was out in the darkness, it was Halloween, and during this night, the demons were allowed to walk on Earth. As the demons walked on Earth, the Rake simply watched, amused by this, intrigued by this. The Rake knew it was half demon. It knew about its demon heritage, its demonic form, its demonic powers. But it never met a demon before. The Rake in this timeline was different. It could think more clearly. Now, we don't know how intelligent the Rake is in the creepypasta, but it's more like a beast than anything. As the Rake would jump down, it would slowly move to the party as it looked around. As Roscoe would say, "Hey, this is the anti-Blitz party. What do you have to do with Blitz?" As it looked confused, it didn't even know how to talk. But staring at it, it would start to mimic her voice. "Blitz, Blitz, Blitz." As then she would say, "Okay, I think I'm starting to get annoyed by this. I mean, really, over and over and over again. Ah, you're such a freak." Oh well, everyone's welcome to the party. As the Wraith would stay at the party, it would simply look around, observing its surroundings, observing how demons acted. In this timeline, it used to be a cult member who was fused with demonic energy and became half demon, half human. As it learned how these demons acted, eventually it would see a portal to hell, and it would go with it, going into the Hazbin city, specific Pentagram city. Pentagram city was unique because it embodied every single ring. Not literally, they didn't border there, but it was part of the Pride Ring. It had all the sinners there, and it embodied greed, lust, wrath, and everything about hell. It was truly unique because of that. And the Wraith would simply hide out in darkness and observe its surroundings, but it became hungry over time, and it needed to feed. As the Wraith would go and feed during night, imps and demons and even sinners would go up missing. Legends of this Wraith, legends of this being would spread, but no one, and I mean no one, took it seriously. Until, one day, someone would catch it. As Alastor was just walking the street, he would hear noises. Strange noises, scratching sounds, glass hitting the floor. As everything seemed broken, and loud crunches and scratches. Over and over, as the Rake jumped down with blood across its mouth, it would yelp. Looking at Alastor, as it charged, Alastor would grab it with his tentacles. The Wraith would continue to fight back, sending energy through it, shocking him, causing him to fall down. Alastor never saw power like this, but it was a beast that could be tamed. As Alastor would then look at the Rake, as the Rake would look up at Alastor, it would jump, try to take his soul. As Alastor laid there, trying to look defenseless. As then, Alastor would use all of his magic to try to hold it back. But even then it was hard. It was so powerful. It took every bit of magic Alastor had to take it away. As Alastor put it in the cage, the Rake would begin to grab onto it and shake it, as it was a beast that could not be tamed. Alastor then brought it to his room. As one day Alastor would say, "Charlie, I found something." As then Charlie would say, "What did you find exactly?" As Alastor would laugh and say, "Oh, how do you not know? It's very precious. I think you'll like it a lot." "Just kidding, you'll hate it." As Vaggie would say, "Then why show us this? I get a bad feeling." Alastor would say, "Because I need to figure out what to do with it. I can't leave it at this hotel. But I can't feed it either, but not feeding it's cruel." "It?" Charlie would say, nervous, as Alastor opened the door. As then they saw the Rake in a cage, growling, hissing, making strange noises. As its claws went against the cage, crunch, crunch, over and over. As Vaggie said, "Oh my god, what the hell is that thing?" Charlie would say, "Oh my god, we have to get rid of it." Alastor would say, No, it's fine." It's growling at us and wants to eat our soul. I don't think it's fine, Baggy would say. Look at this thing. What even is it? Alastor would say. Well, somehow demonic essence was combined with human essence and created whatever this thing is. Baggy would say, yeah, I could see that. I don't think it's very friendly, as the Rake kept on trying to grab them, as it screeched and yelled and screamed over and over. As Charlie would say, relax guys, I'm sure we can do something with it, you need to let it go. Alastor would say, okay, fine, he would lie, as then Alastor would take him away. As he still had him in a cage, Alastor would leave. As Alastor just left, he would take the Rake with him in a cage. As Alastor would say, you are very powerful. You have potential to outpower me. Usually I'd make a deal to limit your power, but I don't think you can understand so much. He would look at him and say, deal. As then Alastor would put it down. As the Rake in this timeline has been learning English and other languages, as it would say, I want out of cage. I am the Rake. As he would say, I guess you're full of surprises then, huh? Tell you what, why don't I let you out of this cage, and in exchange, all you have to do is come in and help me when the time comes. The Rake would look at him with bright eyes, as it would grab onto the cage and say, fine, what do you need? Alastor would say, you'll know it. The ground will shake, men will come from the sky, or women I should say, led by a man, as they'll come and destroy everything. That is what I need you, understand? Alastor would let the Rake out, as the Rake could fight, maybe even kill Alastor. It was extremely powerful, it just didn't really know how to use its power since it hasn't been fighting that much. However, the Rake would agree. The Rake didn't want to fight. It didn't want to ruin his reputation. It just wanted to leave, and it just wanted to feed. As the Rake simply left, the Rake would then go out, looking for food, looking for essence to steal, looking for it to absorb, as its stomach growled, as it became hungrier and hungrier and hungrier, as it began to walk across the streets, as then it would hear yelling. As the yelling got louder and louder, as the Rake got more hungry, it would simply move up. As it looked up, it was nobility. It was Stella. She yelled at Striker. As everything continued onward, Stella would continue to yell at Stolas, calling him an imp lover, all these names and words, as then she went to bed. With Stolas, the Rake was starving. Usually it wouldn't take on royalty. They might be too powerful if they wake up, but it was desperate. As it jumped through the window, it would slowly crawl into bed. As she slept, a strange noise would be heard. She would wake up and look around, but she would find nothing. Stella would be so mad, she wouldn't really think much of it. She would just lay down and try to sleep, as the Rake would jump on her and begin to absorb her life force, grabbing her face. As she woke up, about to scream, but she couldn't. As she had the power to push him off, but she was too shocked, too dazed, and the Rake took advantage of that, devouring her. Feeling even stronger, the Rake jumped down, as it learned that it can get stronger from the people it eats. As the Rake would leave, looking for more powerful people to eat, the Rake would become stronger and stronger as its legend only grew. As one day it would happen, women would fly in the sky, exorcists, destroying everything in their path. As the Rake knew it was the day, as the Rake knew it was time for it to stand up, time for it to fight, time for it to repay its debt. As it would slowly move towards, it would hide in the shadows, watching the chaos, watching the carnage, as it would wait for a fight. As Adam and Alastor battled each other, the Rake would slowly crawl up the building, hiding behind cover. As Adam pushed Alastor down, began to choke him. As it was about to end his life, suddenly the Rake would appear, grabbing Adam from back, absorbing parts of his life force. Now, Adam was able to push him off, but he had angelic energy now. As the Rake felt more powerful than ever, Alastor said, crap. Well, your debt is repaid, he would say as he went under the floor. As Adam would say, what the hell are you? The Rake would simply look at him and lunge at him, trying to absorb its essence, trying to absorb its very being. Adam would be terrified. Even though he was stronger, seeing this strange thing, Abomination, try to grab him was really scary. Eventually, though, it would push him off, as the Rake would fall to the ground. As they looked dead, the battle would continue, and Charlie would win. But then the Rake would stand up and walk away. The Rake repaid its debt. Now there's only one thing for it to do. It didn't want money. It didn't want power. It just wanted to feed. To feed on people like me and you.